Ah, servus. Little Machine. Ist die Musik zu laut? Oder passt die so? Und, okay, zu laut, dann mache ich das leise. So jetzt? Ist besser oder hörst du die Musik auch durch mein Mikrofon? Das wäre problematisch. Hallo, ist die Musik zu laut? Ist die Musik zu laut? Hörst du die Musik durchs Mikrofon? Okay. Also ist so besser, okay, sehr schön, sehr gut. Dann passt das so. Oh, ist das so? Das sollte nicht so sein. Eigentlich habe ich Mono ausgeschaltet. Oh Mann. Oh. Ich glaube, ich hab's. Ah, okay, verstehe. So. Und. Okay. Jetzt sollte man das auf beiden Speakern hören. Stereo. Okay, sehr gut. Oh, ich hätte echt gerne jetzt einen zweiten Monitor, damit ich das auf einem Side-View haben kann, den Chat und so. Aber ist wie es ist. Okay, dann schauen wir mal. Was muss man denn jetzt machen? Ich denke mal. Ja, ich sage, ich importiere erstmal JSON.NET. Ne, habe ich ja schon. Okay, dann können wir mal gucken. Die Factories. Ob ich das. Ja, ich müsste das in JSON konvertieren können. Okay. Ich spiele erstmal kurz, ich bin gerade wie draußen. Ich weiß gar nicht, was ich jetzt machen soll hier. Gibt so viel zu machen, theoretisch. Okay. Oh Mann, Bug. Gut, schauen wir mal. Ja, eigentlich. Der Text könnte kleiner sein. Oder auch nicht. Ach ja, ich weiß, was ich machen muss. Oh Mann. Also ein Bug auf jeden Fall, ich kann hier nicht hovern. Das ist ein Problem. Wo kommt das denn theoretisch raus? Auf jeden Fall Inventory Menü. Hier geht es um den Equipment Info Screen und der ist 0. Okay, Humanoid ist natürlich eigentlich falsch. Weil ich eigentlich hier den Player haben will. Okay, und warum wird es nicht ausgeführt? Das frage ich mich. Es sollte eigentlich ausgeführt werden. Ach, okay, jetzt hat er das gespeichert. Interessant. Schau ich mal eben, ob ich vielleicht hier... Traveling Merchant bekomme. Ach, das könnte ich upgraden theoretisch. Hier nach. Ups. Oh, hey, the JPEG, I'd say. Yeah, the cloud shadows are indeed, yeah, they're pretty cool. Sorry, I'm debugging right now, so the game is frozen. Let me just fix the issue really quick. They are also dependent on the biome you're currently in, so if I recall correctly, the desert biome has a lot less clouds than the forest area, for example, and if it's like a thunderstorm, for example, it's very cloudy. So yeah, they actually also become white and like more dense the higher you float, because there are several vehicles with which you can fly. For example, the balloon and the airship. So you can like explore the skies where more content, maps, dungeons, and so on will gonna be, which is of course gonna be like more geared towards like endgame stuff. But yeah, it's I can show it off in a sec. It is indeed really cool. Okay. Then. Okay, I don't see why the equipment is... Ich werde nicht normal sprechen, weil es hier ein internationaler Stream ist. Okay, I don't know why this is not working. This is pretty strange. It should work. Because when I've got a weapon that's... Oh no, I think I misunderstand my own system. I think it actually does show total damage, yes. Okay, I see. So the delta, like the difference values, are only for the secondary attributes that are rendered small instead of like large with the damage for the weapons. Okay, I see. So this is actually working fine. Okay, this is... Let me check. I should be able... I remember I was able to actually reduce my height. Okay, playership. Height negative times delta time. Okay, menu back apparently does decrease my height, and menu back is... Okay, let me try this out. Yeah, there's also the balloon, I think that's how I wrote it in the ID. Which is like, it's kind of like the airship, just not as versatile, and it can't fly as high. So there's this progression between the actual vehicles. So the better your vehicle is, the more you can explore of the world. Okay, let me just check the controls. Menu back is okay. Use bow is the string is wrong. Menu back is it's escape. That's pretty dumb. Oh man. My microphone was off like the whole time. Of course this happens. Okay. Should be right. Okay, then let me just put that in. Upwards, float, downwards. Then I have to map that. First I'm going to... Okay, so this is going to be menu select. That's right. And this is going to be interact. Right. Oh, I think what's happening is... Okay, let me try that. So float upwards. This is kind of strange. It should... It looks strange. I don't know why the code is actually working. Because I should be moving like with 16. Oh, I see. It's fine. Menu select should be float upwards. And this should be float downwards. Okay. Okay. Float downwards, float upwards. Okay, this should be in input controller. No, it's going. It has to be in the default mapping. Control. Oh, what's the assign switch mapping? SAS mapping. Oh, here it is. Detect input device. Okay. This is it. Float upwards and float downwards. Should be mouse input left and right respectively. Yup, and I think that should work. I'm sure it won't, but it should. Okay, let me just think again. No, it should work. I see no reason why it shouldn't. Okay. Okay, I can't actually increase my height. increase my height, which is very strange. So decreasing my height. Oh, I see what's going on. Ah, now I see it. It's yeah. Okay, this is the issue. 10 position equals default of yeah. Just default. Recently upped, or like I've just migrated to monogame 3.8, so I now have the ability to use C#8, and I was using C#6, I think, and that's like from C#8 to 6, it's like a lot of features are like stripped down, and the features of C#7 and 8 are like so versatile and incredibly useful in all these situations. So I'm very glad that I'm now in the position to actually use monogame 3.8. Okay, this is very likely the issue. 10 position equals default. It shouldn't be default because it should be okay. So the player is starting in the ship, which is strange because he shouldn't be. But maybe I've got it wrong here. Oh, I've written this code like months ago, and it's very hard to understand right now. This is a big issue in Mystiqa. Like generally, the code is very old. Like I've progressed a lot in C#, and if I could, I would like rewrite like most of the game, because like other games I'm working on like have so much improved code in like all areas, but sorry, this is like yeah, in some ways it really is like very deprecated and like bad code design. It's not like super bad, because I am a good coder. I really do believe that, but yeah, it's to say it's optimal is quite off. Okay, let me just quickly think about it. Okay, this is not being triggered, obviously, because we're initializing a new map, starting a new map. So this should actually, I mean, this should work fine. Okay, let me just pop in again. This is kind of bugging me right now, because it shouldn't start at height 32, it should start at height 0. Yeah, I have no idea why I'm starting at height, and like it's interactable, but okay, let me try interacting with it. Okay, I can't. Yeah, it's completely bugged. I think I'm going to just move on. Fucked it up pretty badly, because when I was starting programming Mystiqa here in C#, I was like a beginner in C#. I was porting the game from libgdx, which is Java, to C#. And the issue is that, well, I was just learning the language, so I made quite a lot of rookie mistakes because I didn't know the ins and outs of C#. And of course, now looking back at it, it's a bummer, but oh, this is also a new feature. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So what I should be doing is, so what's going on right now is that this singleton instance of extended random, which is basically my random class, is supplying all the random numbers of like every operation that needs a random number in the game. On paper, it might not like immediately sound bad, but it really is bad, because what I'm essentially doing is when I'm generating content, which Mystiqa does a lot of, because the game is fully procedure generated, so the worlds, items, and so on, they are all using random numbers to determine their attributes and like how they're built and defined. So what should have been done by me is giving each like map at least every map its own extended random class, like instance. So it only uses like the random numbers of its own extended random generator. Because the issue with the singleton instance class attribute I'm using or the member I'm using right now is that if I want to like multi-thread generation, it doesn't work, because all threads would access the same instance, and of course the random numbers are deterministic, which means that the sequence is always the same given the same seed. So if you give the same input seed, it would generate the exact number, like, or sequence of numbers. But this obviously is an issue if the maps are being generated in parallel, because you can never guarantee that one map like fetches a random number before the other. So potentially the random number sequence generation could be screwed up between the maps. So what I should do right now is like delete this instance and then look at all the errors that come up. The problem is I believe it's about 700. So I'd have to like manually go over every single reference of this singleton and decide, okay, if does this need like its own extended random generator? Does this need like some modification? Maybe I think this here I should pass in a random number generator like this. And of course, if random is equals null, then I'm going to assign the potentially the singleton, right? So I'm going to use random.range. But yeah, that was it. Does mean like a huge refactor of the whole engine. I have tried it in the past, like trying to do it like quickly with like replacing every occurrence in the code by something, but it doesn't work out like that at all. Like it always screws it up, because what I'm basically doing is I'm regenerating the whole world every time you play the game. So I'm not actually saving the whole world, I'm just saving like information like where have you been, what have you discovered, what blocks have you pushed, what doors are opened. But the actual map layouts are generated upon entering the map all the time. So every time you play the game, which relies on the sequence of numbers being the same, obviously, because I'm using procedure generation, and in order for the map to be the same, the number of sequence or the sequence of numbers that the generator does generate has to be the same, obviously. And I don't know what exactly is fucking it up, but it is fucking it up like terribly. The worlds are not the same. After I like mass replace all the occurrences, even though it should be fine, but it really isn't, and I don't know why. So this is going to be a painful refactor, which I kind of don't want to do right now because it's boring to watch. But there's really not a lot of like, I could do like pixel art. There is quite a lot of stuff to do. This is also like generally the whole game is like it's just a mess, honestly. I'd love to like start over, but I'm like too far into development to actually start over. So yeah, not a good idea. I am actually also in the process of or like improving the art right now. So yeah, it's a lot of like boring stuff going on. What I'm basically going to do is I'm improving the pixel art by adding like more highlighted outlines, which does add quite a lot of visual fidelity. It really does look good, but it's like trivial stuff. Really, it really is, and it's quite boring to watch. But I mean, what you're gonna do? It has to be done. Okay, this is wrong. This should be like this. Okay, kind of like this. Yeah, and for the scale, like the chain armor, it should be. I mean, we could do it like this. Doesn't look bad, but I think, yeah, I think it does look worse than the whole thing. Okay, let me just do this so it looks better. Yeah, chain armor is usually quite difficult to sprite, like in a good way. Did I just? Okay, let me just redo this. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks fine enough. Maybe I could do this. Yeah, I think that looks decent enough. Maybe like this. Looks good, yeah. Like it. Okay, this obviously also means that I have to like rework. Yeah, this is pumpkin stuff. Can delete that. I'd have to rework the actual armor itself too. So probably, I don't know, probably it should be like highlighted here. Good thing is that I can just copy at least copy the directions left and right. It's usually like pretty samey. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be like a major refactor, but it's for the better for sure. It does make the game look much better with the selective outlining. In my opinion, at least, it is more work, but just for now, for like redoing all the art or like improving all the art, it shouldn't take that long. In my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, this is actually right. Okay, this should be like this, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this should be probably this color here. I think I'm good. Yeah, I can just copy that in. Okay, let me just do this. Should be fine. For this, it's fine too. You can't really change anything. about that. Okay, let's see it in game. Oh, what I actually can do is, might do is like improve the shields already too. I think I start with the wooden shield. Like, okay, I'm going to just check the scale armor, like chain. I'm sorry, chain armor. Okay, let me test it out. Okay, at least now it's not like completely bugged. Still kind of, but yeah, it's fine. Okay, yeah, I don't have the gauntlet, so I can't push. But let me just give myself the gauntlets, now I can push this. Okay, let me just give me the chain armor, heavy armor, but chain. Whoops. Okay, this should be this. Exactly. Yeah, it looks quite good. Definitely an upgrade. Oh, it's dark. So let me give myself the lantern. Oh, this is like really high level. But yeah, the enemies are not set up correctly. Oh man. 4 consecutive jumps. But we can do it. It is possible. Just requires a bit of skill. Rolling at the right moment and then attacking back. Okay, let me just give myself the whip so I can go across this. Okay, here's the boss of this particular area. Yeah, the shields are not set up. Oh man, just died. Okay, I see a pretty major glitch here. Yeah, it's not set up correctly. That's strange. I think game over should be. Yeah, it does have. Okay, this is pretty strange. It cuts off at the bottom. There's probably some texture index issue, which I'm certain that it does happen in my. Okay, this is a kind of a bug, but I don't think I fixed it because it's a trivial thing and it's not hindering gameplay at all. Might just look a bit goofy, but it's fine. Of course, the wall textures here are still like old. I'm gonna update those pretty soon. Okay, it's taken way too long. This chest would open if I killed this like mini boss. Yeah, they're not scaling properly yet, properly yet, but they should be eventually. Okay, I was muted again, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm hitting F1 all the time. On what was I hitting? I think I was hitting F4. Oh man. Okay, let me open shields real quick. Yeah, I've got quite a few shield design ideas. This is like a dragon scale shield. This is a few other designs. This is like some kind of infinity shield, a golden shield, a desert type shield. But these here are in the game currently. I mean, the game has been, I don't know, it's been in development way too long, for way too long already, so I can't really complain. Okay, this should be like this, and then I'm going to add like a small detail on the bottom. Alright, this should be fine. And here too, like a quick... Okay, here I've got the lighting setup correct. I don't know what I'm doing. It should be fine now though. Yeah, I think it's... Okay, is it targeting? Yeah, it is. Okay, great. Okay, let me quickly see how it looks again. Yeah, bug again, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, give me item shield.round. It's the round shield, I think. Yeah, it is. And it looks... Yeah, it looks fine. Looks good. Looks good enough. I think I'm going to scope down the game a bit. Because, like, in the beginning I was, like, thinking of doing this massive, like, incredibly massive game. But, over the course of the development, I came to the conclusion that it's, yeah, it's a bit much for like one person. So scoping down the whole game is probably going to be necessary, like a necessary evil, if you want to call it that. Okay, I hope it doesn't. Yeah, it's okay. Let me give myself a broadsword. Oh, the icon isn't updated yet. But the graphics are, okay. And let me just quickly adjust the swords. Yeah, these are all the swords in the game currently. It's also going to be refactored. This was like an old idea. But yeah, a lot is going to change. A lot. Okay. And then like the tops of this. And this looks like much better. It really is crazy how much of an impact it really does make to the whole perception of the weapon and so on. Okay, let me check the icon again. Okay. Oh, I think I... Okay, I don't have the sword actually. Ah, it's the broadsword. Yeah, the classification is also pretty dumb. But yeah, it's working fine. Broadsword, okay, great. Chain armor, plank shield, gauntlets. Yeah, exactly. So essentially, what the current plan is and it's probably going to be the actual final plan. Every race is going to have a set of equipment. So like the humans will have like standard metal weapons, like iron weapons. Then the goblins, which is like the evil race in the forest, we're going to have like wooden weapons, wooden and leather, and there's going to be like a few variations of the base weapons, like a few upgrades. You won't be able to, or I don't know if you're going to be able to upgrade the weapons actually, but like more weapons for you to find, right? So there's going to be like, for example, for the goblins, there will be like as the mace weapon type, there's going to be the club, and then the spiked club, which is going to be a stronger version of the club, and then maybe another one, maybe not, right? So each race will have its own unique weapon set, equipment set. They do have strength and weaknesses. So probably wooden weapons. I mean, they will be quite weak in terms of, or like in comparison to other weapons, like metal weapons, which will be like the most average weapon type, like kind of an all-rounder in a way. But yeah, so okay, this is working fine. Yeah, the rating is also going to. It doesn't really impact the weapon itself. It just shows you like how like good. Specifically, not really, but it kind of gives you an idea of how good the weapon is in relation to other weapons. I don't know why I'm playing it now. I should actually be deving. Okay, what do you have to say? I have not heard of small fire dragons. Thanks for the info. Yeah, so what that's doing is basically you're gathering information by people, and these informations can be a lot of things. Like it could be hints towards like enemies, like the small fire dragon, which is going to now be in the bestiary. Like the entry will be in the bestiary because I've like been told about the small fire dragon, but of course all the information is going to be like wiped out or like grayed out because I've not actually discovered anything about them, right? Like immunities, weaknesses, vulnerabilities, loot potentially too, habitat, yeah. But also they can also tell me about like locations in the nearer area, like dungeons, caves, hidden caves. Also, currently they do tell you about crafting recipes and potion recipes, what you can do or like how you can craft them. Maybe I'm going to remove crafting entirely from the game, I don't know yet. It is like from a scope perspective quite big to have crafting in the game because like you have to do like not just the crafting recipes itself and the items, but also the like materials. It's a lot of work having a crafting system in the game, like content-wise, to add that all in. And I don't know if I can do that because it's not like it doesn't suit the game from a gameplay perspective, but it's I don't know. It's questionable if it like really fits the game, right? But you can actually, what you can do is like you weapons. Sometimes weapons have like sockets, like this hand axe. This is actually a great example. It's actually a pretty good hand axe. Let me buy that. I hope I can... Oh man, my inventory is full. This is... Oh no! Ah, what's going on is right, I can't... Right, I have a max capacity of like 100 coins, because I haven't got the bags, like the wallets, like the improved wallets to carry more gold. Okay, this is pretty dumb. Okay, so basically the Sandex is having a socket. It has a socket, and you basically can insert gems into these sockets, and these gems give you like bonuses. This is just for testing purposes, but for example, damage increase, fire resistance, dark resistance, and not every attribute is going to be transferred to the weapon or like to the equipment. For example, weapons can't be so like resistances can't be transferred to weapons, which is like pretty obvious, because weapons are offensive, and stuff like resistances could be transferred to armor, right? So if this Curious had a slot, I could put this gem into it, and I'd have increased fire resistance and increased dark resistance, which is pretty cool. Okay, I'm just going to leave. I quickly check in the code where I've actually... I'm pretty sure yeah, I don't think I've actually implemented the bags. It's like the wallets itself, but yeah, I've got max gold attributes, so this is... yeah, it's at 100 by default. Yeah, so it does make sense. Kind of annoying right now because I'm testing, but it's fine. Okay, yeah, the armor obviously is like old. Oh, I've sold my Curious. Oh, this actually generated quite quickly. So here you could... right, so you can actually like improve your equipment here with gold, only to a certain extent, right? This depends on the like blacksmith in the town, like the town level. So in towns that are like farther away, like more into the game, deeper into the game, you can increase your weapons like more, or improve your weapons like to a higher level. Okay, so the fine broadsword, for example, here, I get extra damage, extra knockback, and extra attack speed, which is pretty good. So now I have a fine broadsword, which does increase damage, and it's a bit faster and just a bit better. It's kind of like min-maxing stuff, but I think it makes sense in a game where you get procedural loot. It does make sense, contextually, right? The lantern is kind of funny, it's giving you more light, which is... It's not wrong. It actually is supposed to be like that, but yeah, it's kind of like ridiculous to give you like, instead of 50% light, you get 52% light, which is like a 1 pixel like in radius more, but I don't know. Kind of unnecessary. Okay. Yeah, also old graphics. Oh man, I was muted again. So I think I'm going to stop the stream right now. It's kind of tiring to talk all the time. I'm not used to talking, like constantly talking. But I think this is actually pretty cool, like streaming. And I'm going to continue streaming the next week, and like in the future generally. Yeah, thanks, 7xdl. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow night, probably too. Probably a few hours more. I was just going to like test out streaming today, like how it's being set up, how it works, just to get a feel for it. But yeah, we're already like 1 hour and 12 minutes in. Pretty good for my first stream attempt, in my opinion. But yeah. Again, thanks for being here, and see you in the next stream.